Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start on the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start on the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
A little bit late on the check, but we're here, and you know what day it is when the dance is back. Yes, indeed, it is a Friday. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Happy Friday to you and your loved ones, and I'm glad that you're here with us on Storytime today. What are you up to today? Yes, apart from listening to Storytime, joining in Storytime, what else are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining in. I do hope that you've had a lovely week, and I hope that indeed you do have a good weekend ahead. Thank you so much for joining in, and always, as always, excited to be here with you and indeed enjoy a lovely time together. Thank you for being here, and we do have a lovely book coming back to Storytime after a while, and this one is called Can I Sit With You? And this one is written and illustrated by Sarah Jacoby, and being read with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Or is it Chronicle Books of Storytime? Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you're ready. It is indeed a beautiful book, wonderfully illustrated, and cannot wait to share that with you today. Thank you for being here, and as always, let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. Lovely day. Promises to be out here in Oakland. I hope that where you are too will be a good one. Thank you for being here. Let's see who's joining us on a Friday. Ready to dance, ready to sing, or ready to sit next to somebody and enjoy a beautiful story. But for that, can I sit with you today? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, and this one coming up very shortly. But of course, let us see who is with us, ready to enjoy a wonderful story. Good morning to you. How are you doing today, Amanda West? And you say good morning to all our friends at Storytime. Happy Friday from Sarah and Nathan. Oh my goodness, Sarah and Nathan, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. You're out in sunny Illinois, and you're definitely bringing the sunshine to Storytime today. Thank you so much for joining in. And you say, wishing everyone a wonderful, calm, peaceful weekend. Oh, let that sink in for a second. Yes, wishing everybody a wonderful, calm, peaceful weekend. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. What a way to kick us off this morning. Thank you so much for joining in. Sarah and Nathan, appreciations to you. Yes, sending you hugs. And indeed, you also have a wonderful weekend. Calm and peaceful may it be. Thank you so much for joining us today. And glad you're here with us as always. Thank you for joining in. Marietta, good morning to you from sunny and hot Massachusetts. We've missed Storytime, but excited to be here today. Well, I'm glad you're here today. Thank you so much for joining in. Is Henry home? Is Henry at school? Thank you so much for joining in. Henry, if you're here right now, good morning to you. Of course, if you join us later on, sending you love, hugs. Thank you for being here on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Marietta, thank you for joining us. And hopefully, we're finding ways to stay cool out there in hot Massachusetts. Thank you so much for joining in from Massachusetts as well. Good morning to you, Clara and Erin. Thank you so much for joining in. Sunny and hot today. Well, I hope as I say, We please find ways to stay calm. Yes, hydrate and do all that is necessary to stay safe. Thank you so much for joining in, and thank you for sharing. And hopefully, this lovely book helps cool us down, today. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Absolutely appreciate you. Good morning to you, Pamela, Courtney. Good morning from the kinfolk out in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Braylon, Chad, Auntie Anna, all having breakfast while listening to the story. Oh my goodness. Yes, that does sound indeed amazing. Story time and a snack. Best combination ever. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Absolutely appreciate you. What is the breakfast this morning? I know there's always delicious food out in Natchitoches. What is it today? Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Absolutely appreciate you. Pamela, Courtney, Braylon, Chad, Auntie Ann, please enjoy your breakfast and enjoy our story for today. Can I sit with you? This one coming to you from Sarah Jacoby and Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in. Martha Kate Tembo, how are you doing today out in Zambia? Thank you so much for joining us. Where in Zambia are you? Mulikuti Mwe. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely appreciate you, and glad you're here. Yes, indeed. I'm glad that you joined us this morning. It is, is it evening, afternoon out there in Zambia? What time is it actually in Lusaka? It is 4 p.m. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking your afternoon to join us here on Story Time. Thank you for being here. Good morning. Hello. Great to be here on Story Time. Good to see you live here. Miss Ingrid out in Patagonia. Thank you so much for joining us all the way out in Argentina. Thank you for being here on Story Time. Absolutely appreciate you. Good morning to you. How are you doing today? One more time, Pamela, Courtney, and you're saying happy Friday, Amanda, Sarah, and Nathan. Good vibes all around. Thank you so much for joining in. I love it. Thank you for being here. Henry, you're finishing up last week of art camp. Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing. Another artist in the family. I see you, but we'll definitely be checking this out later. Well, Henry, enjoy your time at art camp, and hopefully one of these days you'll be showing us some great drawing, some great art right here on Story Time. Thank you so much for joining in. Yes, good morning, friends. You say thank you so much. Appreciations all around, and thank you for joining us today. And of course, yes, greetings all around in the chat. Thank you for making this community a safe place, for making this community a wonderful space to be, a wonderful place to start our mornings, or if you're out in Zambia, a perfect place to end the day. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Let's get ready, get comfortable, get cozy, because our story will be starting very, very shortly. And this one today is called Can I Sit With You? And this one is coming to you from Sarah Jacoby, written and illustrated by Sarah Jacoby. And we're reading it with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. But you know one thing though, before we get started with that, yesterday I was talking to Lydia Yamaguchi, and she mentioned, she's like, hey, we should do something. How about if all the titles on the books created a story? I was like, that would be something. And in talking, then it came up with like, wait, there's 5 books that we've read this 5 books that we've read this week together. And so it's like, well, let's see what sense they would make. Let's see if we can put all the titles together and see what sense they would make. And this is what I came up with. And I hope that later on I'll post a picture of it so you can see it and play around with it yourself. And of course, too, I encourage you to try with your own books that you've read at home. Try creating a sentence, a story from just the titles. So let's see how this will go. So this one we have, Can I Sit With You? And if you remember, too, we had looked at Neighbors, and then we had looked at Like the Moon Loves the Sky, and then we had looked at Where Are You From? And then we had also looked at Welcome to Shape School. So this is what I came up with, and yours might be different later on when we post the books and you look at the titles. So I was going with Welcome to Shape School. That would be the first one. Welcome to Shape School. Where are you from? Can I sit with you? neighbors. Like the moon loves the sky. So I encourage you to try it at home, see how that works out for you. But I thought it was a really great idea when Lydia mentioned it, and I just thought I should try it out this morning. And yeah, try it out with the books at home, and I will post the like the directions and instructions later on, so you can try it with your own books at home. But I thought it was pretty neat. Thank you for indulging me with that. Get ready, get comfortable, get cozy. We'll be right back in a few minutes, in a minute, to come and read this one. And it's called Can I Sit With You? This one coming to you from Sarah Jacoby. Join me on the other side of this very, very short message. Thank you for being here today.
Hey, this is Timothy Goodspeed of the Soapbox Salute. I'm the one who wrote Storytime's theme song. If you'd like to hear more of my protest folk music, you can check out the links below on Instagram or at my website. You are watching Storytime with Mr. LaMotta.
Thank you indeed, Timothy Dixon, for just amazing. I'm sure all of you have had that. This at one point or another, you find you have this song. At least I have had the song stuck in my head, and it's like, it is really a good one. I appreciate you, Tim Dixon. Thank you. And indeed, do check him out at the Soapbox Salute and get to enjoy more of his music. All right, here we go. Can I Sit With You? This one coming to you from Sarah Jacoby. Written and illustrated by Sarah Jacoby and read with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Here we go. Can I Sit With You? Written and illustrated by Sarah Jacoby. Read with permission and published by Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Who's there? I love dedication pages in books. What's happening? Who's there? Pardon me, may I ask you a question? Pardon me, may I ask you a question? If you're brimming like a ringing bell, if you're lonely like an empty plate, may I ask you a question? If you're brimming like a ringing bell, if you're lonely like an empty plate, if you're dusty-eyed, if you're bright, if you're dusty-eyed, if you're bright, can I sit with you? Yes, indeed. If you're dusty-eyed, if you're bright, if you're dreaming, or if you're lonely, can I sit with you? If you take a long car ride or find a different chair, if the day is strange and new, yes, indeed, if you take a long car ride or find a different chair, if the day is strange and new, I will be familiar, loyal, true. Oh, yes. If you take a long car ride, if this today is strange and new, I will be familiar, loyal, and true. Oh. May we all have friends and family like that. May we be familiar, loyal, and true. Oh. When you want a wide green field, yes, when you want a wide green field, when you want the orange light, when you need a deep blue dark, can I sit with you? Yes, the many cravings of life, many things that we want to see, do. But even then, can I sit with you? Back and forth, to and fro, we weave the space between. Bit by bit, throw by throw, we start to feel at ease. Oh. Back and forth, to and fro, we weave the space between. Bit by bit, throw by throw, we start to feel at ease. Oh. We start to feel at ease. It takes work, slowly. Isn't that lovely? Yeah. Such a calming scene. Love it. So, if you hear another call or disappear from view, I'll understand the stray in you. It is in my nature too. So, if you hear another call or disappear from view, I'll understand the stray in you. It is in my nature too. Oh, I love that page. I love this spread right here. If you hear another call or disappear from view, I'll understand the stray in you. It is in my nature too. And even if you wonder, rumble and roam, yes, even if you wonder, rumble and roam, oh, I know looking high and low can show you what you left at home. Yes. Even if you wonder, rumble and roam, I know looking high and low can show you what you left at home. Yes, indeed. I have wandered many ways and I've seen so much new. I've felt many colors, still I recall our blue. Now I hear this echo. I'm singing back to you a long-awaited answer. I have wandered many ways and I have seen so much new. I have felt many colors, still I recall our blue. Now I hear this echo. I'm saying back to you a long-awaited answer. That is the long awaited answer. What will that be? I'm saying to you, echo right here, a long awaited answer. I will sit with you. Yes, indeed. And that is the end of our story for today. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. I hope you enjoyed this one. Join me on the other side of this short break.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda with Amanda Weltman Photography. I'm a photographer and printmaker based in the Pacific Northwest, and I believe that your face deserves wall space. Enjoy today's story time with my favorite storyteller, Mr. LaMotta.
Thank you, Amanda. Yes, indeed. Your faces, your beautiful faces out there deserve wall space, and you know who to contact. Amanda Waltman out in Seattle. Thank you so much for joining in today. Can I Sit With You was our book for today. Absolutely love this one. Indeed, as you've seen, illustrations, story, just beautiful. And I think this really sits with me. And I have a friend who recently, their daughter just moved into college, college dormitory, and I was just thinking about how they might be feeling right now. And also, we hope that our little ones may go and wonder, and like it says in here, I've wandered many ways and I've seen so much, I've felt many colors, but still I recall our blue. Now I hear this echo and I'm singing back to you. And also when on one page where it says, so if you hear another call or disappear from view, I will understand the stray in you. It is in my nature too. And even if you wander, rumble and roam, I know looking high and low can show you what you left at home. And that is the hope that we've taught our lovely ones, our little ones. We've given them enough love that wherever they'll go, they'll still come back home, come back where love is, come back where the comfort is, and come back indeed to us again. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Absolutely appreciate you. And this goes for everybody. We hope we develop friendships that are loyal and true, like it says in the book. And even no matter where we are, we carry the memories. And when we come back, it's like we never left at all. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. I hope you enjoyed that one. Can I sit with you? I love that. And indeed, maybe let's ask somebody, can I sit with you? Can I talk with you today? How are you doing? And very important to check in on each other. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Absolutely appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. It has been a wonderful week of stories together. But you know what? We have more books. We just had new arrivals from multiple sources. I am excited, including a whole big box from Chronicle Books. I'm excited for that one. I can't wait to share those books with you. Thank you for being here with me on Story Time. It is always a pleasure indeed to be with you and just enjoy wonderful books. I appreciate you and thank you for making this community a wonderful space. Thank you for joining us. Yes, indeed, Soraya. Thank you for joining us out here in Oakland. Sharon Lungo, good to see you as always. I appreciate you and I hope that indeed you do have a lovely day today out here in Oakland, and wherever you are, we hope that you have a lovely book. Thank you so much. Pamela Courtney say we love this book so much to explore and discuss. The kinfolk are pulling out their watercolors to paint one of the scenes from today's story. I love that. Please, if okay with you, if you don't mind, send me. And if you're done today, send those. So if you're done over the weekend, send those pictures. And if it's okay with you, we can share them right here and indeed showcase them right here on Storytime. So feel free, please, to send them my way and let me know if it's okay to share them. And if not, please just send them for my eyes only. I would still love to see them. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And that is what Storytime is about. Yes, we want to get everybody motivated, inspired, and indeed make connections with books. Thank you so much for being here. Absolutely love it. Thank you for sharing, Pamela Courtney. And of course, Braylon and Chad, I hope that you have a lovely day. And of course, Auntie Anne as well, wishing you a wonderful Friday. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Miss Ingrid out in Patagonia, Argentina, thank you for joining us. Good to see you here back on Storytime Live. Appreciations for you. Love, love, love. And hopefully So I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Marietta, and of course, in extension, Henry, thank you so much for joining us on Story Time today. Hope you have a lovely day at camp. Hope that is beautiful indeed. It does sound amazing. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for joining us today on Story Time. Martha K. Tembo, thank you for joining us out all the way in Zambia, where it is almost evening time, late afternoon. I hope that indeed you do have a lovely day out there, or you've had a lovely day and enjoy the rest of it. Enjoy your evening. Thank you so much for joining us on Story Time. And yes, thank you. As always, remember, you can find Storytime live 7 a.m. Pacific time. You can also catch the recording at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And of course, remember that you can find us at your convenience, at your leisure, at storytimewithmrlimada.com, also at Storytime with Mr. Limada on Facebook and YouTube. And of course, remember to follow us on Instagram so you can see all things Storytime. And of course, participate too. Let's see if we can do the cover sentence, the title sentences, title stories, and see how that goes. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Appreciations to all of you, and I will see you again next week for more Storytime. This has been Storytime for this week. It is always a pleasure to be here with you. Hugs, and I will see you again next week, Monday, for more Storytime. And please send recommendations our way. So we can work to bring them here to Storytime. Much love, everybody. I'll see you again on Monday. But before I go today, actually, I thought maybe it is time to do a little bit of a dance together, and then I will disappear away. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. To everybody that joined in, Pamela Courtney, thank you for that. All right, everybody, I'll see you on Monday. But before then, let's get moving.
He brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be here.